Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time, we're taking a look at ticker symbol SHIP. That is SEANERGY, Maritime Holdings Corporation. The chart we're looking at here today is a 2-hour chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 2 hours of trading. We go back to right around the beginning of November, and you can see we have the whole shipping rally that occurred in November. That was a fun time indeed, wasn't it? Good times, good times. So we have the whole price running here, and then you can see we had massive red, boom, boom, bringing us all the way down. And then recently today, we fell down even more. SHIP closing down 45% at the close. So today was a super bearish day for this stock. And why exactly was that? Well, you see there was some fundamental changes to this company, and it was very bad news for shareholders. What exactly occurred? Well, SEANERGY released a press report stating that they were going to release new shares and new warrants at a price per share of about $1.50 each. So there's two reasons why that's terrible news for shareholders. Let's go over the first reason, and that's the fact that issuing new shares and new warrants to convert into shares is simply going to dilute the market there for the shareholders. Hypothetically, let's say there's 1 million shares. If you put in another 1 million, then there's more supply and the demand hasn't increased at all. So what happens? The price goes down. So you're creating more supply and the demand is not increasing. If anything, the demand is also decreasing. So that is extremely, extremely bearish. Shareholders don't want to be diluted. They want their supply to be valuable. They want their shares to be valuable. They want the equity to be valuable. You don't want to see diluting. Now, there's another reason why this is bearish that I also wanted to mention. So 3 reasons. Reason number 2, when a company needs to dilute their shares, when they need to, announce new shares or warrants, usually that's because the company's not doing too well fundamentally. If they're trying to raise money by giving up equity, that's usually a sign that the company's not doing that well fundamentally. And finally, the fact that the warrants were issued at $1.50, well, why would the shares be trading above that at such a premium? If they're going to release at $1.50, well, that's bearish. So the price is also going to correlate down. So overall, terrible news for this stock. And I'm very disappointed to see that happen because SHIP has an amazing gap up potential. This thing can gap up big time. And I would like to see it do that. Unfortunately, it's looking less and less likely to gap up the more that this occurs. There's a huge gap, though, for this stock to fill. Over the course of a week, way back in January, this thing had gone from about $112 all the way down to $18 over the course of a week. So this thing has massive gap potential. In one day, even, it went from about $90 all the way down to right about $20. So there's a huge gap to be filled that even during the rally it didn't fill. And, some of the gaps it did fill. There's also one from about $15 down to $3. So that gap was almost filled, but it wasn't even filled all the way there. So I would like this stock to become bullish. I really would. It has a lot of potential. The market cap isn't great. I mean, the float isn't great, but it's still good enough. It's not a super low float, but it's good enough. Mostly interested in that gap. So why else is this really bearish? Well, this support here at $2, we had support here before the run. That's where we were trading, right about $2, $2.50 before the big shipping rally that sent this thing flying to $8.65 here. We had strong support at $2. That support's now broken, and it broke hard. The low, $1.10, and then it closed at $1.20. Now, what else is super bearish about that? Not just the fact that support broke, but take a look down here at the RSI, down here at the bottom. Our RSI went oversold here. It went oversold right about here. Went oversold again. It stayed oversold this entire area, even making the low of $1.10. Now, we popped up. We actually had a high of about $1.30, higher than where the close was. Now, what did the RSI do at this point? The RSI was still oversold. It made a little baby pop, but it's still very oversold. The fact that it stayed so oversold even when the price was increasing is extremely bearish. Overall, the stock doesn't look good to me. I will keep an eye out on it. I'm going to have an alert, as you can see, set at $2.05 if it ever breaks that. And then maybe we'll see where it goes if it breaks out. But for now, I'm extremely bearish on this stock. Doesn't look good. We'll see how it goes down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please stay tuned for more content like this, and consider joining us at activeinvestors.net. Have a good day.